Hi, Jay Fallon here. Thanks for listening to The Slippery Slope. This news blows my mind. You can see the one world religion coming together right before our eyes. Bible prophecy coming to life, basically, in our lifetime. This is just amazing. It is, well, I say amazing, it's also completely demonic. I heard someone talking and asking, why is it Christianity? Why is it always the Bible? Well, it has to be the Bible that these false religious leaders attack. It has to be the Bible that they attack, because the Bible is the only source of spiritual truth in the world. It's the only source. The Pope is probably the biggest false leader, because he's the supposed leader of the Christian church, or the Catholic Church. Anyway, look, I'll share this story with you, and you might have heard it before. Demonic news. I don't know. It's scary news. I think scary news. I don't even know what else to say about it. But let's get right into it. Like I said, just blowing my mind here. You'll see it on the screen. In Sinai, a prophetic call for climate justice and ceremony of repentance. So apparently, what they're looking for is a new 10 commandments, a climate commandments, apparently. So as it goes on to say, between November 6th and 18th, 2022. So right now, the UN climate conference COP27, it's taking place in the Sinai Peninsula in Sharm el Sheikh, Egypt. Religious communities and religious leaders have a key role. A key role, right? They've got a key role to play in addressing climate change and climate justice, which requires deep transformation within society. So, listen, lots of people have spoken about the upcoming climate laws. I've talked about how they're using the fear. They're drumming up the fear for climate change. They're going to be bringing in climate laws, very harsh climate laws that you're going to find very difficult to stick to. And it's going to bring about greater control for governments, for globalists. Anyway, let's move on. It says, so the knowledge of what changes are critically needed to diminish long-term harm to the planet is readily available. However, bringing about change in action demands deeper changes in attitude, a change of heart. This has been the domain for religions, not for God, for religions, for millennia. Religions are sources of inspiration for the transformation of hearts and the ensuing changes of attitude. So, to support, challenge, and inspire discussions during COP27 at Sharm el Sheikh, interfaith interfaith climate events will take place in Sharm el Sheikh, London, Jerusalem, and elsewhere that will be heart stirring. It won't be truthful, won't be spiritually truthful, won't be based in truth. It'll just be heart stirring, emotion. And we've seen a lot of that in Christian churches, or so-called Christian churches too. Anyway, so transformative, it'll be heart-stirring, transformative, and a moment of inspiration for religious communities and for humanity. Religious leaders will call for a re-examination of deep-seated attitudes and for identifying ways to transform these attitudes for the well-being of Earth, our common home. Mount Sinai is a mountain whose memory and meaning loom large as a place of revelation in the collective consciousness of Christianity, Judaism, Islam, and others, as an ancient sacred space. It was the site of prophetic experience in receiving God's message for the prophets Moses and Elijah in all three Abrahamic traditions, and the prophet Muhammad, because he liked to copy, I'm afraid. He's a copycat. And the Prophet Muhammad in the Muslim tradition. COP27, taking place in Sinai, can remind humanity of a sacred responsibility to care for God's creation. So we come to Sinai in a movement of repentance and quest. We seek a new vision for humanity and its endangered existence, and we seek to receive and amplify a message of life-sustaining living and habits that humanity needs to hear today. In this spirit, The project partners will bring together premier religious leaders from the world's major religions to put forth a prophetic interreligious call to action. 10 universal principles for climate justice. People, they are looking at a new 10 commandments. This is the cementing of the transformation of the formation of the new world religion, and the fact that they can rip off the Bible, rip off the Old Testament, rip off God. Typical satanic behavior, I suppose, but and make their own commandments. Anyway, I'll read on a little bit more. So the Interfaith Center for Sustainable Development, together with partners, is organizing 4 multi-faith climate events at COP27 from Monday, November 14th through Wednesday, November 16th. The events will incorporate concrete examples of how religious communities are actively meeting the climate challenge and features concrete initiatives that translate the broader spiritual practices into action. This is, it's absolutely demonic. Further down in this article, so this is the Interfaith Sustain website that I'm reading from here. So it says, as world leaders and climate activists meet in November, preachers and congregations can add their voices to the calls for climate justice in an effort to encourage clergy to teach and preach on climate change. During the COP27, we have made available the following free resources: Abraham and Torah teachings on climate change. COP27 solidarity and an endurance for climate justice. For materials on Islam and climate justice, you have to click there. And also Hinduism and climate change. Wow. So founding partners. The event will be coordinated by a coalition of organizations: the Elijah Interfaith Institute, the Board of World Religious Leaders, the Interfaith Center for Sustainable Development, the Peace Department. Oh my goodness. So basically they are creating a new 10 commandments. It's just amazing that they're doing it. But here I'll read to you. I found another site, and they've got the actual commandments that they want to share, that they want to create. Like I said, it just kind of blows my mind that they are doing it that way. But it's so demonic. The world is so deceived. We're really sitting right in the middle of what it talks about in the chapter of Romans, chapter 1, the book of Romans, chapter 1. We are a society. They are a society that worships the created rather than the creator. So this website here, Fulcrum News, it goes through these commandments. So it's actually 11 commandments they've come up with. Acknowledge a higher power, not God, just a higher power. Vote climate. Do not murder, which all revolves around climate change, because we're denying climate change. Do not steal. Climate change is robbing our future. We are also robbing nature of her ability to regenerate. Do not bear false witnesses. Keep the Sabbath, which is a global weekly non-carbon day of rest. You shall innovate. These are all the new commandments that they're talking about. This one here, honor Mother Earth. I've said it for ages, witchcraft is behind climate change, this delusion of climate change. It's always referred to as Mother Earth or Gaia, however you want to pronounce it, is the witchcraft term for Earth. It's the female, because they classify the Earth as being female, and as being female as being Mother Earth, and they worship Mother Earth. It's all witchcraft. So honor Mother Earth. You need not covet. Also, do not continue to be hoodwinked and do not give up on the fight. So these are the new green 11 commandments. I don't know what else you can say. We're living in a completely demonic, evil time. Our world is living in a delusion, and we have these so-called religious leaders who are leading the world straight into the highway of hell, basically. It's a wide open highway. Demonic, pure evil. The Pope is leading it. Let me know what you think in your comments. Do you think this is the could this be the actual start of the one world religion that's spoken about in the book of Revelation? Is this, it's slowly being talked about and you can see it all coming together. But is this the point where it's, no, this is the new religion and it'll be talked about as the religion for the world? Let me know what you think. I just think this is absolutely demonic. We need to pray against it. We need to pray for our nation, but our world is living in a delusion. Thank you for listening to The Slippery Slope.